joined us this evening to learn more about our schools, our programs we have to offer, and to get to see this beautiful space. I'm Kelly Kavanaugh. I'm the principal of Olive Branch High School. Tonight we're going to do a presentation for you that includes information about academics, the different clubs and activities that we have available to you, what your schedule would look like here at OA, some logistical stuff, as well as a Q&A. And for those of you who did fill out the question Google form that we sent out with this invitation, I'll make sure that I answer all of those questions as well. We're going to introduce you to some amazing people that work here who can share more about what your experience will be like, and then we're going to let you go. There's going to be tours, and then all of our clubs and activities and athletics are set up outside for you to explore. So to start, I'm always curious to see who's in the room. So for all of you students, how many of you have a sibling that already goes to OA? Awesome, great, you got a good resource, right? For parents, how many of you went to OA? Nice, love it. We do the same thing here with our staff. We have a lot of staff who grew up in Easton, went to OA, and came back to teach here because this community is incredibly special. I am in my 4th year here at Olive Branch High School. Previous to that, I worked as an assistant principal in 2 different high schools, and then I was a special education teacher and special education director. So that's a little bit about my background. I have 2 kids, and I have a 9th grader this year for the first time, so I am living what you will be experiencing next year right now. And I just adore this place. This is probably one of the greatest communities I've ever worked in when it comes to high schools. It's a really special place, and I'm really excited to show you all about it today. I'm going to go through these slides, and I'm going to call some different people up to chat with you. So to start, introductions, I just wanted you to put a face to the names of the different leaders in the building. So Mr. Flanagan and Mr. Master Giacomo are right here. Those are our assistant principals. Assistant principals for parents is much different than when we were in high school, which was pretty much all discipline. Now it's a whole child student support position, and they divide the grades up. So each assistant principal takes 2 grades and sticks with them for all 4 years, so they have the ability to really develop those strong relationships with you guys during those 4 years. Mrs. Mancuso is here. She's the director of guidance, and one of our school counselors, Mrs. Brown, is here as well. They obviously lead you through your course selection process, postgraduate planning, whether that's college or military or work. They really do an excellent job of holding your hand through that and supporting you. She's not in attendance, but names you should know is Mrs. Bethel is our special education coordinator. Ms. McDonald is around here somewhere. She's our athletic director, and then Mr. Benson is our music director. So if you're interested in those activities, you will see them around today. They're always a great contact for you. So a little overview of our school. Currently, we have 1,051 students as of today in our school. We tend to range somewhere between 1,000 and 1,100 and 150 faculty and staff members. High schools are high schools accredited by the New England Association of Schools and Colleges, and actually we're going through our NEASC accreditation process right now to get reaccredited. Oliver Ames is proudly ranked the #1 public high school by Nation Bristol County and the 35th best public high school in Massachusetts by Boston Magazine. We really, really have strong programs for our students here, and we're really proud to boast about that. So why is it called Oliver Ames? Oliver Ames was the governor of Massachusetts, and as you can see from my slide here, when the school first opened, there were 6 students who graduated, and within the next less than 20 years, there were over 500 kids. They needed a new school, and Governor Ames donated the money, so they named the school after him. We've had several state championship sports teams in the past few years, as well as our marching band is New England champions, and they brought us to the State House to meet with Senator Timothy. It's an unbelievable experience. We actually got to sit on the Senate floor and watch some of their work. But there's a great bust of Oliver Ames, so you might see on social media selfies of our sports players with pictures of Oliver Ames in the State House. So this is just a little bit on the Easton Public Schools. You've been here, so you know that. But I think one of the things I want to stress is that these foundational transfer goals are embedded in everything we do here. So we're teaching you the skills and the concepts and the content that we do through the frameworks, but on top of that, we want to make sure that you leave Oliver Ames with the skills to be an independent adult when you leave here, and that's really important. So being resilient, communicating, being curious, understanding your responsibilities as a global and local citizen, and to think critically and independently. Oliver Ames is a comprehensive high school. So we have a whole department that's devoted to career-focused courses, such as business, accounting, management, woodworking, cooking, foods, engineering, and so a lot of high schools in this area don't have that. We're really proud of this program, and it's one of the things that when you hear the term comprehensive high school, that's what we're talking about, is that it's not just your content areas. We have a lot of different courses that you can explore and really look at your interests and levels and what you might want to do next. This is the graduation requirements. I put it on here. I'm not going to read them out loud to you, but when I share this slideshow out to you tomorrow, you'll be able to reference it if you want to see. It's also in our program of studies. And these are some of those career exploration courses that I was mentioning to you. So we have so many options for you to look at different possible majors in college or things that you would want to study outside of high school. And they continue to grow. Every year we look at and putting more electives in. These are our current AP offerings. So AP courses, advanced placement courses, and if you have any questions about them, Mrs. Mancuso is going to be the best person to answer them. But it's one of the requests we've had from this presentation in the past from parents is to understand what we have to offer. AP courses have you take an exam at the end, which can earn you meeting a prerequisite in college to not have to then take that course and potentially earn credit from it. We do have a large number of students who take AP courses, and any AP course that we don't offer, it is possible to take it through our virtual high school option, which is online courses that many of our students do like to look into if there's a course that we don't have here for them that they really feel like it would be valuable for them to learn while they're here in high school. These are some course descriptions. So we have 4 levels of courses here. We have the AP, which I just explained to you, and then we have honors, CP1 and CP2. So essentially, we look at the rigor as well as the pace of the courses and adjust them to meet your needs. So we look to you and you work with your guidance counselor while you're here to decide which level is appropriate for you to take to meet your learning style. And so that could mean that you're someone who pretty much takes similar level courses throughout your whole schedule, or maybe you have an AP and a CP1 course because there's just areas you're ready to push yourself, and then there's areas where you feel like this is a good productive struggle for you right here at this level. I mean, your school counselors work individually with you to help you do all of that planning. And then your schedule. So the way our schedule works here at OA is that you have 7 classes you can take, and 1 drops every day. So we have a rotating cycle, so a class drops. We have 2 other periods, advisory block and H block, that are built into the schedule. Advisory block is really a space where you have the same advisory teacher, less than 15 kids in the class, and you stick with them for 4 years. This is part of our goal that the most important thing that we do in this space is build relationships and find spaces during the day for students to get support. So we have the advisory set up for that purpose. And then we have H block, which is new to us this year. It's a flexible learning block, and you go into a software program and sign up for where you want to spend your time. It could be making up tests, enrichment activities, lab work, getting extra help on your homework, group projects, research in the library. So you can go play basketball in the gym if that's what you need that day. It's really set up for you guys to be able to get what you need in the day, and it's made already a huge impact. We have really great feedback from our surveys on the impact of this on supporting kids during the school day. Okay, I'm going to pass the mic off to Mrs. Mancuso. She's going to share more about the school counseling and guidance department and how they support you in your 4 years here.
Thank you very much. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for coming tonight. I know it's a busy week, so we appreciate you coming in and taking the time to hear what we have to say. So just so you're aware, we have 5 guidance counselors at the high school, and we do it a little differently. I know at the middle school, you break up the caseloads by grade. Here we do it by alphabet. So in August, when you're sent information about upcoming events and the start of the school year, we'll include a copy of the counselor breakdown, so you'll know who your child's counselor will be, and they'll stay with them for the 4 years. So again, Mrs. Brown is here this evening. She usually has, what letters? M through S about there, yeah. And I usually at the end of the alphabet, like U through Z, typically. So right there, it kind of gives you a breakdown right now, and it's not a perfect breakdown. We try to do it to ensure that the caseloads are balanced. And so sometimes if you have a child who had one counselor, they may have a different counselor when they come up here, but you still get all the same information regardless of counselor. So in terms of what we do, we have a 4-year plan where we work with your child to make sure we're getting them ready for like after high school, whatever their plan may be. So we really focus on college and career planning. But again, we also recognize that every student is different, every journey is different. And so if they're looking at the military or a gap year or the workforce, we work with them on those skills and give them those resources as well. As freshmen, they will come in and we get them started on Naviance, which is our college and career platform. And we do some introductory work. We do goal setting, how to actually set a goal and execute it. We do something called learning style inventory, which really helps them identify how they learn best, whether they're an auditory processor, a tactile learner, and so forth. And so they can incorporate that information into their classes and how they can best study. Sophomore year, we transition and do a little more career exploration. Junior year, we kind of take a deeper dive now at that point into what their goals might be and start getting that process rolling. I will say the majority of our students attend a 4-year college, but again, we have a wide variety of options for students. So we will start doing a lot of college exploration that year. And then the beginning of senior year, we hit the ground running. So we're really focusing on whatever their plan is. And we do have a large number of students who apply early action. So November 1st is the first round of deadlines with colleges. So it's been a busy week. Once we pass November 1st, we really decide a little bit. But again, we work with students throughout the course of the year. We meet with them individually, and then we also do group work as well. So during perhaps those H blocks or during a different subject, class, we will meet with the students in groups, and then again, the individual meetings. And we also do a couple of different evening events with parents as well to keep you in the loop of what's going on in the whole process. Yep. So this was created a few years ago. This is called the College and Career Connections, and this was a collaboration by all the different departments here at the high school. And essentially, I think this is something we were doing already, but we just formalized it. So what we're doing is trying to help kids recognize that there's multiple pathways they can choose from, and when they're thinking about careers, right? And of course, we know at this age, they're still trying to figure things out, and that's totally understandable. But this kind of helps guide them a little bit if they think, I like stuff in the STEM field, I like science, I like math, but I don't really know what I would do with that. These are great because they kind of break it down into different clusters. Up in the orange are the courses. So the courses they could take here to help them kind of explore those interests. In the top right, the college majors, what they could pursue in college if they were interested in this field. In the bottom left, clubs and organizations, what do we offer here for activities where they can also tap into those interests. And then career opportunities in the bottom right, like what would they actually do out in the field. Because a lot of times kids will say, I like science, but what do I do with that? And this kind of guides them. So this is included in our program of studies. So it is on the website. So at any point you can go in and look at our program of studies, and it's the first 20 or so pages of the book. So at any, feel free to look at it, talk about it with your child. We do have copies here you can look at the table we have in the gymnasium. But I think this is just a nice way, again, to kind of formalize a lot of what we're doing with the students in all areas, between their counselors, their teachers, administration. It's kind of a very inclusive message to students about supporting their goals. This is just a quick highlight of the last graduating class of 2024, so it kind of gives you an understanding of the breakdown. Again, 80% went on to a 4-year college, and then it kind of goes down from there. Every year we do have a small percentage, again, who look into a prep school or take a gap year or do other activities. But this kind of highlights how nicely, what our kids are doing. And this also is just a quick list, not everything, it's not exclusive, but exhaustive rather. But it just shows you where some of our students were accepted last year. Okay? I think that's it.
All right, great.
So again, we will have a table. If you want to ask us any questions, feel free to stop by. Thank you very much. And now I'm going to
pass it to you now. There you go. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you. One of the really unique things about OA is that we've started an early college program, which means that you can take courses that we offer here in the school and earn college credits. So when you leave here, you already have started a college transcript that could potentially either lessen the amount of time that you need to spend in college and therefore the amount of money you need to spend on college, but then also give you those college credits so that you have more opportunities to explore different courses in college because you've met some of those prerequisites. Mrs. Tantillo, one of our English teachers, is our early college coordinator. She couldn't be here tonight, but one of our certified early college teachers, Ms. Campbell, who's also my intern this year for her admin license, is going to come up and present to you about our early college program. Thank you, Mary.
Hi everybody, thank you for coming out. Like Mrs. Kavanaugh said, my name is Megan Campbell. I'm a teacher in the English department and I'm also interning for Mrs. Kavanaugh. I know Mrs. Tantillo very, very well and she's sorry she couldn't make it tonight. She wants you to know that her email address, she's quite happy to address any questions that you have. So I'm going to talk a little bit about some of our offerings. Like Mrs. Kavanaugh said, this is a constantly expanding program, and we've been really able to offer some incredible opportunities to our students over the past year, and those opportunities are only growing as we continue to build partnerships with different colleges. So in essence, as you can see on this slide, we care very, very deeply about equipping our students with the type of opportunities that they're going to need to be successful in their lives after Olive Ames High School. So this is a program that's really designed to provide high quality opportunities to perhaps earn credit, early credits, different from advanced placement, and also perhaps gain some exposure to different types of career pathways. So right now, we are involved in a concurrent model. So what that means is we do offer some courses to students through a partnership. We have 2 partnerships right now that are active, one with Middlesex Community College and one with Syracuse University. And students enroll, they're taught by Olive Ames teachers like myself who are certified through that particular college. And unlike the AP exam, where the opportunity to earn credits is really contingent on how you perform on that exam, this is really much truer to the college experience of taking the course, engaging with the type of university level assignments that you would expect to find. So we're currently offering, we have a French class that is credit bearing through Middlesex Community College. We have an English class we're about to offer in the spring through Syracuse University, which sounds fantastic. I've heard nothing but rave reviews about the training. And we also offer a chemistry course partnered with Middlesex Community College. So we have some other partnerships as well. So those were the concurrent offerings, but we also have a partnership with the Boston Architectural College, where I think there's a lot more like summer offerings for students to use their vacation time to take courses through them. I believe there's also a couple of like exploratory field trips that are offered throughout the year with Boston Architectural School. We also have a partnership with Stonehill College, certification programs that we're also trying to offer for career exposure. The partnership with Stonehill is a photonics program, which I think we have a couple of students enrolled in right now, and I do know that a student that took this program through Stonehill was offered a very lucrative job opportunity upon completion. So these types of programs are really important to us. We want, like I said earlier, to just give high quality opportunities to our kids. Right now, there's a lot of, my understanding is there's a lot of programming that's in the works. So different fields like childcare, healthcare, phlebotomy, those are courses that, and workshops and such that we're hoping to see manifest over the next year or so. Other than that, Mrs. Tantillo she has really, really grown this program. And like I said, she's quite happy to answer questions, but She works very closely with our amazing school counseling department, with our business and applied arts department chair, Mrs. Sweeney, for internship opportunities. She also offers college essay writing workshops. So we have a lot to offer for college and career readiness. And like I said, her email is up here. If you have questions or would like more information, please direct them to her.
Thank you so much, Mrs. Campbell, I appreciate that. Okay, we're at the home stretch, everybody. One of the most, like I said to you when I started, this is an incredibly special community. And one of the things that makes it that is the amount of opportunities we have for you to get together socially. So we have over 60 clubs and activities. I think it's even upwards of 80 right now because we just had so many new ones open up. Some are really big, there's a lot of kids involved, and some are small. There's something for everybody in this building. We have social events for 9th grade, so next year there will be pep rallies, spirit weeks, homecoming dance, there's a 9th grade dinner dance, on top of our athletics, music and drama productions, which the upperclassmen are really great about inviting you guys to, letting you know what the spirit theme is for every game so that you can be involved. And then our school improvement plan, our goals every year are almost always oriented around this work of making sure that every kid who comes in this building is building relationships with adults and peers that are strong, thoughtful, lifelong, kind, and that we're connecting with parents at home to make sure that we're also supporting them and supporting all of their students' needs. And then making sure that we're giving you opportunities to explore what you might want to do post-K school. Let's see, did I miss anything? I think I got it. All right. Real quick before you guys go, I would like to just go over some of the questions that you wrote to make sure that I answer them, and then I'll answer any questions you have, and then I'll give you directions for the next step. So some of the questions that you provided through your Google form is, how involved is Auditorium in helping students get letters for college? So through the school counseling department, they will guide students through the process of asking teachers for college recommendation letters, and school counselors write college recommendation letters, right? Okay, so that's how that happens. What is the cell phone policy at the high school? So we have, we have a strict cell phone policy around when you can use it during the day. So students are allowed to use their cell phones at lunch and during passing time and during advisory. All other times, every classroom has a space for your cell phone to go. Our students follow it with fidelity, and so do our teachers, and it has really increased our engagement, as well as giving you guys a break from social media and all of the distractions that you have on the phone that can really impact our social emotional health and our ability to be present in school. It's been a really great addition that we put in place like 3 years ago now. How do we support students socially, emotionally with mental health issues? So we have 2 school psychologists and 2.5 adjustment counselors on top of our 5 counseling staff. And between their individual supportive students and groups, we have a lot of different resources for mental health. We also have a bridge program, which is a program dedicated for students returning from a long absence from school, whether that's a concussion or mental health program. They take the kids step by step through the reintegration process. And then we have, what? Oh, and a TLC program for special education students with social emotional needs. I think that this is a strong area of strength for all of Rams High School. And because we build such strong relationships with our students, and our students have so many go-to adults, we're able to often identify a need proactively and support students in advance of needing additional support. The last one is, what do 8th graders find is different or most exciting when they start 8th grade? So I'm going to encourage you guys to ask them when you go out, because who better to ask than the amazing students we have who walk through these doors every day. But in our recent 9th grade survey, most of it is increased independence. So they like the fact that there's just more independence, there's more voice and choice in the classes that you get to take. And the different opportunities outside of school to participate in. I would say those are the 3 top things. All right, any other questions that I didn't answer? Anybody? No? Okay. 27 minutes, not bad. I know how hard it is to sit and listen to people talk at you for a long time. I'm one of those people that would be fidgeting right now, so I appreciate your attention. This stuff is all really important. I want to strongly encourage you to talk to the students that are in the gym right now. They know best what it is like to be a student here at OAHS to answer your questions. They're amazing young people. So when you exit the auditorium, if you go to the left to the Nixon gym, that's where you'll have the club's activities and athletics. The coaches are there, all the advisors, your department heads are there to talk about the course offerings in each of our departments. Robotics has the robot out there, there's a lot to do. And then if you go to the right by the ramp that goes up, there are students who will give you tours of the whole first floor. So you get to see classrooms and all the different spaces that we have here. Me, Mr. Flanagan, Mr. Nasser will all be out in the halls. If you have any other questions for us, please approach us. We're happy to answer anything that would help you understand your transition here to OAHS. Okay? All right, thank you all very much. Take care. Have fun.